In unit number 3, we are going to study the Lebesgue integration of measurable functions. Before we are going to study the Lebesgue integration, first we recall some definition related to the Riemann integral. What is the Riemann integral? How to define the Riemann integral? First of all, we take a bounded real valued function on a comma b. F is a real valued function. Riemann integral f is a real valued function which is defined on R to R. It is a real valued function which is defined on R to R. That is, here X is a domain and Y is the f of x. Suppose we take the f of x is the curve. F of x is the curve. Suppose we take f of x as the curve. In a domain, we take an interval, closed interval a comma b. In this interval, the part of the curve as this. Therefore, we have to integrate on this area. We have to integrate on this area, under this area, under this area. How to integrate? First of all, we partition the closed interval a comma b into n intervals, n subintervals. That is, we partition a comma b into a finite interval, that is equal to a equal to x naught, a equal to x naught, x1, x naught, a equal to x naught, x1, x2 up to some xn minus 1, xn minus 1 and b is equal to xn, and b is equal to xn. B is equal to xn. Okay. Therefore, each subinterval we take an infimum and supremum in f of x. Infimum and supremum in f of x, or maximum and minimum value in f of x. How to find? What is the maximum mi and small mi and capital Mi? What is the small mi and capital Mi? Because in this interval, suppose each subinterval we take an interval lower value and the upper value. Each subinterval, here this is the lower value, here x1 to x2, here this is the lower value because we subdivide the interval. Here this is the lower value and this is the upper value. This is the upper value. This is the upper values for each interval. Here the lower value is here. The lower value is this here, and lower value is here, and the upper value is here. Okay. Therefore, each subinterval we have for each subinterval xi minus 1 to xi, we have the value of f of x. So we take the infimum of f of x as the small mi, and capital supremum of the same interval xi minus 1 to xi, the supremum of f of x, we take this as capital Mi. We take this as capital Mi. Now we define the lower sum and lower and upper Darboux sum of f with respect to the partition B as LBF equal to summation I equal to 1 to n small mi into xi minus 1, and the upper Darboux sum equal to summation I equal to 1 to n capital Mi into xi minus 1. Now we define the lower and the upper integral of f over the interval a comma b as the lower Riemann integral can be written as integral over a to b f the supremum of LBF, the supremum of the lower sum, where p is a partition of the closed interval a comma b, and the upper Riemann integral can be written as the infimum of UBF, where p is a partition of the closed interval a comma b, because f is a bounded function and is defined on the interval a comma b, therefore which has a finite length. Therefore closed interval a comma b has a finite length. Therefore the upper and lower integral are finite. The upper and lower integrals are finite. Okay. And also we observed that the lower integral is always less than or equal to the upper Riemann integral. Okay. The lower Riemann integral always less than or equal to the upper Riemann integral. Suppose the upper Riemann lower Riemann integral and the upper Riemann integral are equal, and the integral of f integral a to b f exists, then f is the Riemann integral over a function a comma b, a Riemann integral over a function a comma b, and this common value integral over a to b is called the Riemann integral of a function over a comma b, and it is denoted by a comma b f. It is a Riemann integral. Suppose in converse part, if f is a Riemann integral over a closed interval a comma b, then the lower Riemann integral and the upper Riemann integral are equal, and it is equal to integral of f over integral over a to b f, which is finite. So okay, thank you.